All right. Quick, easy problems. Maybe a little challenge afterwards. See if it's actually hard today. And oh, wait, no, I think I finished this one. I think I'm on volume 3 finally. Oh, it didn't count 800. All right, let's do 800. Then we'll go to volume 3. It didn't count it. No, not counted. Oh, maybe I didn't. No, I did do it. I did it because you have to throw in an Atari. All right, all right. So it didn't count it, but that's okay. Volume 3, number 1. Maybe I'll try to do my sprint thing because I've been not doing the sprint thing. But this is the one where I got lower accuracy compared to the other ones. This is the one I need to focus on. Hello, Dark Jackal. How are you doing? Still having some hard times? Normally, this is like the move here. If they do this, then we can turn here. If they Atari us, we Atari from behind, and we capture these 2 stones. That's good enough, I guess. If we do this one first, they can play like over here. Something like that, yeah. So we do have to play this one first. The goal is come from behind. Like this one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hopefully these won't be too difficult. Normally we can do this one. If they Atari, we Atari. They capture, we... it's not a double Atari technically. It's just a single Atari, but it's Atariing multiple stones. That looks normal. There we go. Mismanaging your time today, but I did a good job on my practice problems. Only one of them stumped me for a good 10 minutes. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Not too bad. I said that's the only issue here with Tsumego Hero is we do want to see the ability to see the answers. We do want to see the answers. So usually I wouldn't suggest spending 10 minutes on a problem if you can help it. Just turning looks like it's annoying. But this one looks like it's probably the answer. I guess if they connect and we do this one, they can do this. Huh? This is a weird one. I like this one. This one's kind of weird. Like we have to play this wedge instead. If they Atari from inside, we go down. They can't Atari us. So we're good. I think the wedge is the right move. That's cool. I don't even remember this one. I don't even remember that one at all. I was like, what the heck? All right. All right. So the goal is that we're just connecting. And if they play this move, we have to connect here. And this one, connect, should be fine. It was a cool problem, but yeah, you just wasn't registering in your brain. I see. This one's not good enough. Maybe it is good enough, technically. There's something to worry about. So this one is what I would want to do. This one looks like it's fine. Okay. Just checking. Had to read it a second or third time just to make sure that I was seeing it properly enough. All right. Push, make I. That looks okay. Oh, go down. Does that change anything? Not really. We can still do this one. It's the same answer. I assumed that would be the end, the way it ended up. So it still worked for me. Black to live, no co. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 liberties. So we need more liberties. So I think we could just do this one. And now we have 7 to 8 liberties, something like that. But if they only have 6, no matter what, we're just ahead. This is a cool one. Very useful one. I didn't learn this until after I was like 5 done, 6 done. So, yeah, 3Q sounds right. Probably should have learned it earlier, but I just never did. If we Atari here, they go up and we don't have the eye, right? So we need to play the eye making move. If they capture, then we can Atari and we should be fine. So the only thing we have to worry about is if they extend, we just Atari. They can't extend again because we capture. So that looks okay. So we can Atari here. That should be fine. We know the printable 9x9, 13x13, 19x19 in original size on A4 paper. I do not know that. If anyone else here knows that, they could answer. I think we had some. I think it was on the EGF or AGA website. They had printable stuff that probably has the information. I don't know. I have to Google it. Well, there's some. I don't know. There are some printable things I did find on Life in 19x19. Let's open it up and see what happens. Okay. Not sure it says anything, though. But oh well. I've only found the most inconvenient ways to print out board positions. Well, I know, like, so here's one that I found that when I Googled it, I found this like Go Game Record thing for, like, I guess is for recording the game. So maybe not what you're looking for, but I did find that. That's for 9x9. But I didn't see any information, document properties maybe. But yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure. Let's continue on. I just found the recording stuff. I thought I saw something about that a long time ago, but I don't know where that is. So found on my about 13, 13, 19, 19. Tricky, but thanks. Yeah. Well, they had the 19x19 one over here as well. This is where I got it. There was well, they had turn that off. There we go. They did have a 19x19, but no 13x13 or anything like that. Let me open that back up. So if that's what you're looking for, there's at least this, I guess. This would be fine. But 25x25, that's good enough, right? Oh man, that name is really hard to read with that color. Can I highlight it? Make it easier to read? There we go. Eric Jahan. Oh, hey, Eric. How you doing? Yeah, the color on my screen makes it look... I can't even read it. It's just like this dark blue on a dark screen. It makes it really difficult. All right. Let's see. I was supposed to be reading this problem. All right. If we capture and they play here, that's like a co-shape. So we play here first. If they connect, there's Atari and Atari, so they can't connect. Seems good. Going to work soon? Oh, okay. That's why I never see you. This is like a Seki type shape. If they play this Atari, we just Atari them, right? So if they do this one, I think it's the same thing. We're good. So we should be fine. Yep. That's what I thought. You take the SGF, load it into Sabaki, show the move numbers, take a screenshot, load it into Photoshop, knock off, adjust the borders, print, easy. Which Photoshop knockoff do you use? I use Affinity Photo. It's the one that I like. Not quite 2 eyes, I guess, huh? I guess this one should work to make 2 eyes. They jump in here, and Atari, we just connect. We're good to go. This doesn't change anything. Okay, just checking. I use GIMP. Oh, I absolutely hate GIMP so much. I just could not. I just absolutely hate using it. Yeah, just definitely so much fun for me. Maybe the newer version of GIMP is fine. Affinity is like, it's like a not on sale. It's like $100 for Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, and Affinity Design. So 3 different programs. So it's like $33 each, sort of thing. Yeah. So I was happy with that. And there's not a monthly fee for anything, none of that sort of stuff. So that's why I was okay with it. And then they have sales every so often too. So this is a interesting little shape. So we play here, and they play this one. I guess we could just play here, I guess, right away. This is fine. Not perfectly fine, though. Can we play this one, though? I think we can, right? Because if they Atari us down, we can connect underneath. If they Atari us up, we're good. Oh, almost misclicked. Gotta be careful with that. There are other ones that are free that I like more than GIMP. Like a paint.net, I think is what it is called. It's just a website that is Photoshop. So I like that sort of thing a little bit more. I think there was other ones, yeah. You don't use this money. I don't use those programs enough to actually drop money on it. Yeah. That's actually where I like the idea of subscription. Is like for classroom use or for project use or something like that. You don't have to buy the programs. You can just rent it for the amount of time that you will need to use the program for whatever thing you're working on. And of course, free stuff, right? But usually if you're working on a project, you want to use the bigger ticket item. But yeah, we just push in. But apart from that, I think you should be able to buy things nicely. Yeah, we just push in. Okay. I think the other thing to think about. Yeah, you already know how to use GIMP now, so you may as well just keep using it, right? I think this is yeah, if they connect here, we kill. But I think the other one is fun, is this one, right? You have to be able to read this move. I think this one's probably the harder one to read from a distance. But yeah, we're good to go. Only a couple more problems, then we can do the challenge problem for fun. Yeah, no, I tried using GIMP for a while, and yeah, I just like it would open all of its different pieces as different screen things that would sometimes hide themselves, and you could move them all individually around the screen, which I really hated. I liked it more as one individual app, not 10 different windows that opened up. Now, the new one may not be like that, but that's how it was when I used it like quite a few years ago. That was already super annoying. And then if I just wanted to insert an image, I had to find a specific menu to insert the image. I couldn't just copy and paste it at the time, or even click and drag it over. You couldn't do any of that. Might be fixed now, but you couldn't do it at the time. This one, they Atari us, we Atari here, then we capture. They Atari us down, and then we have enough liberties. Harder than it seems. But I think we do have to cut, though, right? No matter what, we have to cut. If we don't cut and they just connect, we're not living. So we have to cut. We have to go down. We have to take a liberty. We can take it in a couple different ways, but we have to take a liberty. This is the hard part, though. Taking it this way, maybe? This way seems the best. And then we can go down. Oh, throw in there. What? That's a cool move. Didn't even think about that one. That one's a cool move. I like that. Yeah, that was cool. I like that one. Anyway, we have to do it this way still. It's still sort of the only way to do it. Just play this one right away. Do this one right away. I don't know. Let's just play moves. All right, all right. What am I missing here? I think I'm just blind right now. I can't see the answer for this one. Extend down this way. Okay. Usually this feels like we're losing too many liberties when we do that, but in this case we're fine. Okay. Yeah, I'll add this one to favorites so I can look at it again because I should have probably seen that pretty easily. Anyway. We do need to protect over here. We need to do it in a way that's good. So Hane and push. Hane, connect. I like that one. We can just do this one too, I guess. This is fine. Oh. Oh, tricky. See? I need to pay more attention to this one. This Tsumego Dictionary Volume 3 has some really weird, tricky problems. Got to actually pay attention to it. So I guess the other way is the better way to do it, Tom. Because we just connect, there is a bunch of Aji here. If we do this one, I guess we give up the 3 stones and that's fine. I gotta get new eyeballs. Yeah. That's what my glasses are for, but they're not working. I don't want to just give up the stones. That doesn't feel good. But I guess I could just give it up. I don't want to. Oh, come on. I clicked the next one. Come on. There we go. Yeah, today's not going to be good for reading. Already having issues. We can't just connect. They push in here, we block. They throw in here, they can't Tatari us, so I don't know what they're doing. Okay, we're good. I can do 6Q problems. We're good. Oh. Atari. Extend. Atari. Capture. That looks normal. Like that. Very good. All right, just a couple more. A couple more and we're done with these ones. Yeah. The volume 3 is the one with all the weird stuff in it. I remember. Attach here is like a normal move. Is it good though? It looks like it could be good. Okay. I was confused by my opponent's moves, so we're all safe now. We're safe now. Yeah, this looks like a potential move. If they go up, it doesn't work. Hey, Frenchie, how you doing? If they block here, we can Hane. If they play over here, we just go up. Okay. Doing the same book as you. Yeah. Some of these are harder. I forgot it. I knew about them, but I also forgot about them. Oh, this one's like a snapback idea, right? We do this one, they capture, we throw in again because they can't capture this way. They have to capture the other way. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but then it doesn't want to do this one. What the heck? I don't care about that. Who cares about that? See, if you don't look and actually pay attention to it, you get it wrong. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do any more. All right, let's see if we can fail some more somewhere else. Oh, man. I remember why I got that one. Like, instead of 90%, I got it like 70% accuracy or yeah, something like that. Because you have to pay more attention in that book. All right, let's try the daily challenge. Let's see if I can fail. Sugarintis got 3 of them wrong at the end. Everyone got 3 of them wrong at the end, it looks like. And there's like 1 of them that people got right and 1 of them people got wrong. That's interesting. The last 4 should be really difficult, though, as it looks like. All right, let's try. No, this one's already really difficult, I gotta be honest. Let's just connect. Just capture. Double Atari, I guess. I don't like that, though, but we have to live, I guess, so I guess it's fine. Oh, so we play here so they can't get us. Good point. I like it. This one, throw in here first. Atari, very good. And then we can just Hane here. This one's dead when we Hane here. Because it's the 4 in the corner. The wrong type of bent 4 in the corner. All right. So this is where people started getting them wrong. Let's see here. Black to play, right? Good. Okay, it's like a normal move would be like a ko. I don't like living. I'd rather throw away the corner. Actually, in that situation, sometimes the outside could be more important. That's why I don't like doing that, because when you Atari from the outside and they extend, now our group in the center is going to be attacked the rest of the game. So is it better to live in the corner with 5 points or to not be attacked the rest of the game? So it depends on the rest of the board. Huh. We can't play here. And that's because what reason? Just the ko? It is this one we just Atari here. Maybe I am blind today, so let me double check. Can we not play that move? What does white play? I want this one. And then when they play here, if we do this one first, and then they throw in, we have some issues. But what if we capture this stone now? This way? You're right. This Hane is annoying. Good point. Very valid argument. Yep, very valid. All right, you win. I'll play a random move. You win. Come on, there we go. They won that round. I think a different move was probably better there, like playing the middle area first, maybe. Yeah, we'll look at the answer. Uh, this looks like one of those where you have to like play here so you can throw in here sort of thing, but I don't think that works. So hmm. So we can't really reduce this too much. Oh. If we throw in here first and they capture, we play here, they have to play this one. Okay, so we have to Hane here first. If they block, then we throw in. If they connect, then we can play P19, I think. So like this feels like Hane first. And then we throw in, and then we can play here. Because we have more liberties on the outside. See, we got this. Easy game. All right, we're good. We can fail the next two problems and not have any issues. We matched what everyone else was doing. And that is all that matters. This is an interesting problem. I think we have a really hard time capturing this, so I don't think we can capture it, but maybe we can do this one. If they throw in, then we Atari here, and no. Last problem is super frequent, and somehow I always get it wrong. Oh, it happens often? Oh, I didn't know that. I've only just started these ones. Is it in the challenge all the time, or does it just pop up randomly on the website all the time? This one's a tricky one. Oh, I think I have an answer where we have to play a ko. So if we do this one and they extend, then it's just ko. So that's probably not the right answer for white. If they capture, then we Atari. If they capture, then we Atari. If they throw in, then we capture. And if they connect, we Atari into ko. So they have to take something over here that we can capture again. So it feels like that's the only answer I can really come up with. So that's what I'm going for. All right, cool. We got it. This one, no one got this one right. So I'm fine with not getting it right too. Interesting. So most important thing is just seeing how you can reduce it, right? So if we just push, then it's a shape that can die, but is very unlikely to die because they have this Atari here. If we had that move, it would be fine. So if we wedge and connect here, and we had that move, that would be okay. But then they can just live. So looks like we have to reduce just a little bit more. If we reduce a little bit more, it becomes a potential dead shape. But if we do it in a way that's gote, then it doesn't matter. So if we play here and we pull back, then I think they can live. So we need to probably do this throw in. The other option, I do think this was potentially okay too. But they just live too easily, I think, so. Yeah. Maybe not. Hmm. Can we just do like this move? A15? If they attach to us, we pull back. They pull back. We throw in here. Doesn't quite work. Oh, it does kind of work. Not quite though, right? Yeah, not quite working. So we don't pull back. This is not an eye, right? So we could Atari. So I think they would only be able to pull back to here. And then we could just Hane and throw in. But that's probably just too optimistic. We'll try. Okay. So what this is doing is it's hurting our chance to Atari over the top, right? Because then we won't be able to do this one as easily. I think we can just connect anyway. This way. Yeah, we can't connect up anymore. What about playing over here anyway? Because we connect here, they block, and they should just be alive, right? There's no way we're getting rid of that. Yeah, but maybe it's fine. We just do this one. They block and. Let's see what the answer is. I'm not sure. Not 100% certain. So let's look. Explore. I got these two right, which is the ones that people kept getting back and forth, which is kind of funny. Anyway, let's look. This one. I feel like it's still that move. Hint. Yeah, this is still right. Do I just have to answer though? Because we can't do this one. This one is just dead. Anyway, let's explore. That one directly. It's one of the ones I thought. I thought White might be able to do this one, but I guess we connect. We just connect, and then we should be alive. Okay. Yeah, because the thing I was reading was that if they do pull back here, and we get to capture these stones, we have one eye over here in some way. So we just need to make a second eye somehow. So yeah, it was that middle thing. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. The last one though, I just don't know. I think I've seen this one before. Hint, it is this one. Maybe we have to play the Ko. Okay. I got it right. That one's actually really easy. Never mind. We're good. I thought I could get away with not playing the Ko, but we have to play the Ko because now we have to play the explore button to do it. Now, if they go back and do this one, right, we can capture here. So we need that one there. And I couldn't see another way to live after if I connected. So I probably should just play the Ko anyway. It's always the right shape anyway. But yeah. Oh, well. Not a big deal. Oh, yeah. Where'd this one come from? Doesn't say anywhere? Okay, this one doesn't say where it came from. The other ones say where they came from? Advanced. So maybe Cho Chikun's advanced problems? This one doesn't. It technically says, but error. So doesn't matter. And this one, let's see what this one says. Advanced as well. Cho Chikun advanced. Okay. If that's what that means. That's all I got. No idea. All right, let's have a little bit more coffee here. Didn't have much coffee left. It was a very small amount, so I turned it into more of a fun drink instead. Because I make some coffee, and then after I have my fresh cup, I put the rest of it in a container so I can drink throughout the week. So I'm fine with reheating coffee. Not a big deal. So it's not too bad. Yeah, the last one I probably should have gotten right. Yeah, I probably should have gotten that one right. The first one I got wrong. I saw that as a potential answer, but I thought for some reason I could do something else, so it didn't matter. In a real game, I would have gotten this one wrong. Well, over the board, maybe not, but online I would have for sure. All right, all right. So pro Qual for Europe here. Got to warm up my brain a little bit. Part of it's working nicely. Though we did get to see there were 2 more rounds played, I guess, right? This is 5 games in total now. And no one is undefeated. No one is undefeated. These 3 at the top are still the top 3 players, so that's good. Remy lost a couple games, but they did end up coming back to win some more, so maybe we'll see something going on there. But let's go to, should be over here somewhere. Down here maybe. There it is. There it is. GoGamesLive.eu. There we go. This should have the games by round. They should have made that a much bigger button, right? So first of all, that's blurry. But on this, they should have had, like, at the very top here, should have a thing that says, for all the games, press this button. Or up here, you say games, and you press the button. Because this was actually, makes it a little bit hard to see when it's just a random little highlight. And it just says Go Games Live. The games are broadcasted. That's all it says, right? So that's not very helpful. Thought that was not cool. So we stopped at round 3. And at round 3, we were liking Benjamin, or Ben Zero a little bit. Ben Zero and Lucas are the 2 that we were liking the most. But Zevolod of Cienko seemed like a potential player to keep in mind as well. And it seems like they are currently in first place, because the one person they lost to, it wasn't that big of a deal. Let me see. Who'd they lose to? Can you click on that? There we go. Good. See, the other day, this wasn't working. This win-loss thing was not working the other day. So they lost to different Lucas. Okay. They lost to different Lucas. So Lucan and Lucas, maybe I think that's what people call Lucan. But yeah. Okay. So how are they doing in the tournament? They have 2 wins. Okay. Okay. If they win some more, I think Sevalod will do better as well. And then it depends on who they lost to here. It looks like it's the same row. So did they beat Lucas as well? Lucan was beaten by Lucas. That's actually kind of funny. That is actually kind of funny. All right. All right. And so who did Benjamin lose to? Benjamin, number 4. Anyway. Benjamin lost to Remy. Okay. Very intense game, apparently. Very cool. All right. That's interesting to see. I think I will be looking at this game for sure. We'll see what round that one is. Yeah, so round 3 we were fine. Round 6 has not happened yet. We're at round 4 and 5, right? Yeah, round 4 and 5. Okay. Oh, Ash won by time. Were they winning? I'm curious about that. Were they winning in this game? They won by time, but were they winning? Let's estimate score here. Black by 23.7. Okay, good. Just wanted to double check, because if they were losing and then they won by time, I would feel really bad. So good to know. Feel bad for whoever, right? Just whoever in general. So yeah, so Remy, this was the next round. So I'm interested in seeing this game, because I was liking the way Ben Zero played more than the way Remy played. But that doesn't mean I liked it that much more. And then Lucan played and won this game by resign. Looks like that's nice. And then we'll see who played in the next round. Let me see who's the most interesting round for the next one. Yeah, this Lucas versus Lucas. It's kind of a funny one. So it's like Remy still has a chance, basically. Remy still has a chance. Um, I know I was talking to Ben Kyo, and he said out of the people that he knows in this one, he said he was rooting for Remy, um, but not for any particular reason, just because. So Remy still has a chance. They're in fourth place right now. So if they win the rest of their games, and the other two at least lose one more game, there's a chance for sure. I didn't look at all the rankings and all that sort of stuff to know who's going to win what, right? But if they win the rest of their games, the other people lose at least one game, that's good. And of course, if people lose more than one game, there we go. We're having an easier time. Ash is actually in fifth place now. I'm kind of curious about that too. They ended up winning 3 games because I felt like their play was not like where's Ash here? Yeah, I feel like Ash was like their opening and middle game was not quite as strong as some of the other players, but that could have just been like nerves or something like that in the first couple of days, right? It seemed like their reading was really good. They knew what they needed to do to win, and they were able to read it out. Okay. So yeah. So I think the one I'm most interested in right now is Benzero versus Remy. It was a 3.5 game. So is it because they made a huge mistake here at the end? No, this looks okay. This looks fine. Estimate score. Maybe they didn't put in the last couple of moves. But okay. Let's move over here to the OGS screen so we can see some my coordinates here just for fun. And then we can also see some chat if anyone ever wants to say anything while we play. There's more moves. Okay. I was like, it was just stopped here. So yeah, there was a co and they finished the game. All right, cool. Yeah, 2.4 score. Yeah. Black won by 3.5, so they actually gained a point in the end game. So it's terrible. See what it actually says. Sometimes I like to see, because like the game was recorded at Black plus 3.5. So sometimes when you use estimate score here, so yeah, it says Black by 3.6. Like that doesn't like there should be nothing left on the board. There shouldn't be a 0.6 or a 0.4 or anything like that. So I don't know, just sort of funny. Doesn't matter too much. I'm here just to find out, how did Benjamin play? Am I going to like the way he played in this game, or am I not going to? So I decided to look through some of the games from the other days with AI, just to see if some of my feelings about the games were right. And I feel like there was one game that was really weird. Actually, it was one player played way better than the other player, but they weren't winning the entire time. But according to AI, their moves were just better the entire game, and then eventually they won. But like according to like the graph for AI, it was like they're losing the entire game and then they won at the end. But it was like an 80% accuracy to like a 50% accuracy sort of thing, and it's like that doesn't make any sense. And that was not even including the mistake at later on in the game. That was before that mistake. So it was like, wow, it was just sort of funny because you can delete those moves in game and or change it or something. And yeah, it was just weird to see that. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. Remy. Right, yeah, you'd hope the one playing better moves would win, but yeah, no, it's not always that for some reason. It's a bit strange, but it's fine. All right. So I know I liked the way Remy played in a couple games, but I also felt like they were playing a bit silly as well. Silly as in like a move that is probably asking for too much, but it's hard to say it was for sure an overplay, and they could have played a move that was just for sure good instead. So that's how I feel about that. Just sort of old school here. This one you could pincer if you wanted to. Yeah, you have the high enclosure, so pincering here to build would be perfectly fine. But they're going to Tanuki and play 3-3 first, of course. I guess. Oh yeah. Remy. I remember that they like the double approach, or that they're okay with allowing their opponent double approach all the time. I'm okay with it as well, but I would much rather approach a 3-4 point versus taking the 3-3. So there's more options with the 4-4 stone. If we do something like this one and then they do this, we could approach to try to build this, approach to save our stones on the left side if we ever need to, or we can take the 3-3. Right? We have so many more options of what we may want to do. So I like to approach 3-4 more because there's sort of only one thing you're doing when you're approaching a 3-4. But they can be complicated. This is a much more simple way to play, so not too big of a deal. So yeah, we're expecting the double approach now, but white could also choose to just approach on the bottom side now too, because that would secure this group to some extent and apply a little bit of pressure. So either one would probably be fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, this feels comfortable to play. So I like that move. No idea if it's good, I just like it. And then approach as well. Yeah, usually, like, the thing that I learned the most, I guess, from playing a lot of these corner enclosures, I like the one space high instead. The thing I noticed the most is that you should just leave it most of the time. You shouldn't be trying to focus on turning it into territory. You shouldn't be trying to focus on making it super strong. It's just an enclosure that you just leave it and you let your opponent do something to it. Because you're not worried about territory, you're not worried about influence. You're getting one or the other, depending on what your opponent takes away from you. So yeah, you just leave it and have fun. They may go back to it right away. Yeah, go back to it right away. I don't actually know all the variations here, so we'll just have them play it out for us. Going down, okay, I know that one. Normally we have the Hane and this sort of thing. So we can always connect back here. It looks like they did not play the Hane back, though, because there is a possibility of a lot of different cutting points being annoying, but we need that one more move to fix that anyway. So we're likely going to do this one, and then we could Tanuki now or leave this for later if we wanted to. But instead, they decided to fix on the outside. I think I've seen that a few times as well. I think white probably still just plays the tiger's mouth to have a strong connection. But this means that white would be one step ahead, so their group is a little bit more solid here. Yeah, a little bit more solid here. Because if black decides to Hane in the corner, white already has this move, and then they could, if they felt like it, play a move like this to be very solid. Versus the reason why we're leaving it before is because they're it would be like, how do I say it? First of all, black may not play this one. Black may extend or something. If they extend, we're leaving because there's cutting points and stuff. And if they play this one, sometimes it's just nice to go and get Sente. So if you see, so if they play this one first, we answer. We don't need to answer anymore. But if we do answer, we get some bigger follow-ups. That's a complicated situation to actually think about and sort of describe in a good way. I was like, how do I even say it? Huh. This is why I like going over games on stream. It makes me think about how I would even sort of describe the idea. And it's like sometimes you can't even really describe it properly. It's just we just know that we're fine. We can just move on. Yeah, push and jump, normal moves. And this one here. Yeah, I actually like black's position overall. I think this ended up being good for black. I don't know if like no one made a mistake in the game, so there shouldn't be any huge difference in the game. So like if we do check AI, it would probably say that the game is even, but I personally favor black just a little bit after this. Black has some decent territory stuff and some decent influence stuff. And I like I like having a good balance of both. So if we do use score estimate, yeah, it says white by 0.7, so it's still just an even game. Angry Chow Peng is now following. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. It's an interesting name. Angry Chow and Peng. So yeah, so it'll depend on how this turns out. Normally with the double approach, if they play low, you would probably attach on this side so that we can maybe even get this sort of Joseki here. Like this would probably be really nice for black, right? Because we're building our own area and we're growing here. And then it could go in many different ways. White could decide to play something different. For example, something over here, right? So in any case, we're building our own area and we're going to be maybe fighting here or doing something, right? So we're attacking this stone. We want to lean on the other side to attack this stone. That would be the goal here. For me, at least, that's what I would want. So we're probably never attacking the other side. They're really low here. They can just survive with this. They're not damaging much. So attacking this direction feels good. So because of that, that's probably why they decide to play high. It changes the Joseki quite a bit. You still attach on this side, but I think when you do this double approach high, I almost never see anyone do this one, even when it's good. But I think what we would need here for this to work would be like this sort of variation where we got this, they got to come out over here. So now we have something on this side to build, right? Now we're building over here. But even here, I'm not sure I like it. Besides, we have to give up something on the left side in order to even get that in this board state. But you'd need that sort of influence in order for it to work. So this makes a lot more sense. But this is also way more complicated. We saw it in a different game. I think it was also Benjamin who played the double high, the high move for the double approach. I probably should study this because I do like double approach. So normal move is Hane. They're playing Hane. I know you can sometimes get away with something like this one, but I think this is sort of like a slightly broken shape, and it might depend on like a ladder or some other sort of weird thing. So I'm not going to worry about that one. You can pull back. If you pull back and they take the corner, normally you're getting something along these lines. And this could be okay, but I think extend is sort of like the most normal move. I think like the most common move right now. Then when they take the 3-3, it's sort of like this type of Joseki here. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no. We do this one and Hane and yeah, there's some sort of Ko thing there. Then we can do the Atari and stuff, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, Hane first. This one. Ko. And then we can Atari. When we capture the Ko back. Something like this. Yeah, this is the Joseki. Yeah. I remember. I looked at it yesterday or the day before. That's close enough in time for me to hopefully remember that sort of thing. Okay. The tournament I'm playing in is this weekend. It's only one day. It was originally 4 rounds, but now it's 3 rounds, so I won't be as tired that day now. So we'll see how it goes. And see if I need to remember this sort of thing. I'll probably just answer my opponents and not worry about these types of Joseki. Make it very simple for myself. That's my goal, I think. That's definitely my goal. I think white can just answer now. I think that's normal. I think that is Joseki. And then usually I think black would extend this way. But I don't know if it's good now. Because it may not be good for this. So playing away, I guess, makes sense too. Because if white goes to capture over here, we're very happy, right? We can push it down. We can go over the side. This feels good. What we noticed later was white is able to get some sort of cutting moves over here because of black shape on this side. So we do have to worry a little bit about these 3 stones here. And then if we don't allow the cut, then we're just having to play this very severe Ko instead, which is also breaking us apart. So it's actually a kind of an awkward shape. I'm not sure who I like it for more. I think I actually like it for white more. White should have the advantage. They played 2 moves to the 1 move you had, but what I mean is that if I'm deciding to play the Joseki, I think I do like white more. So I'll have to consider doing the high approach more often if someone allows me to do that. See if I like playing it. Yeah, push is normal. Remy decided to attack, and then this push here, instead of just capturing directly, you saw there was an Atari. We're also threatening to Hane over the top. This is absolutely normal. Just extend and then capture is sort of like the standard way. And then now we have to try to find a good way to attack these 3 stones. And that's where I don't really have an idea. If we were wanting to as white, and we were worried about some stuff, we could have done this first and then played over here. So we have a slightly stronger position first. Then we can even potentially give that up to attack if we need to, or I think there's like Hane stuff over here, because there's like a Ko. If they don't answer, this sort of thing. So there's a lot of flexibility with this position. And then even sometimes being able to answer this way to get a really nice shape on the outside. So depends on what you're looking for. But it also depends on how black can actually just attack, right? Because if they do this one, which feels sort of natural, does feel like we can even just play here as white. Even if we are just giving this up, white is getting something as well. And if we're blocking, at a minimum, you can see that there's quite a bit to worry about as black here. So we have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so they just decided to push instead and reduce this side. Connecting is interesting. Normally you want to stay ahead of your opponent. So the problem would be this like push and cut and making a solid shape here. I don't know. I feel like black has the potential to build up this left side, so I'm not too worried about giving them the corner right now. And of course, if we connect in the corner, there are some annoyances on the other side. Doesn't mean we can play it right away, but there are things we'll have to worry about for the rest of the game. So that's why they just connected. But then this means this is not Sente for sure. You do want to play here as black, though. Like white would normally want to play this sort of thing here, or jumping, right? If you jump, you have to answer again. And now if black attacks from this direction, it doesn't matter if white can get out, because now we're building a very large area, right? Very large solid area. So that's why white's going to Tanuki. Of course, if black gets this move, we can always just jump into the corner here. Maybe even just kick is fine. But we can always just jump in the corner. So going back to play this formation like I showed before, and then jumping over the top. Yeah, this is something I need to work on too. I'm very bad with this this Joseki here, or this Joseki follow-up, I guess I should say. So I know you don't really need to worry about a lot of your stones here, but I also don't know how to really defend with it, right? What games did I already check? Oh, this is the first game today that I'm checking, because Remy versus Bin Zero. So I looked at the rankings and stuff, right? I looked at this stuff already, and we talked about that a bit. But 4th round, yeah, we've covered 1st through 3rd round, like the games where I was most interested in. I'm not looking at every single game; that's too much. But the games I was most interested in. So yeah, 4th round now. Just want to look through and see how we feel about this one. A close battle at the top. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Yeah. So what I have learned from this is that you almost always are trying to fight back in some way, but you can also leave this group again, which just feels weird. So I have to get used to that. You like that league format? The way they're doing the pro qual, you mean? Or the pairing table, or which thing do you like? There is some Aji over here, so we do want to be okay. Yeah, okay. We do want to make sure we're fine. We can't just let them connect too easily. So I think we do just push and we separate to some extent. I don't know if we need to keep separating, but we could go back to defend now. But I feel like we don't really want to. But I think we should. But they're going to keep separating first. This is usually good to make sure everything's fine. But yeah, I actually don't like Benjamin's position on the bottom side. So I actually do think I prefer black still in this game. Like my personal preference here. Setting aside, just like as a Q player, it's interesting how you distinguish between groups that are in danger and ones that actually have room for life. Yeah. That's one of the most important aspects of Go. You need to be able to do that. Yeah. I think understanding your groups and being careful with them that already gets you to 1 Dawn and then gets you to 5 Dawn, and then according to Baduk Doctor, gets you to 8 Dawn. So you should be fine. As well as when you get to 8 Dawn, you have to just start working on being efficient with it, and that's all you have to do. But so I am curious. I do think I like black a little bit more, but the top side could have been seen as slow, but I do think I like black a little bit more. So let's see what the score estimate says now. Yeah, black by 1.2. Okay. So black is getting a small lead according to AI if the AI is working. So we'll see here. Blocking here just to live directly. I guess that makes sense. There's also technically like Hane would be very painful here. Because we're already like sort of pointing at it. And then also maybe there's some sort of attachment here to get underneath would also be very annoying here. There's other moves we could potentially consider. So I wouldn't mind Hane actually as well from white. But white is going to apply a little pressure over on this side first. This is where I think white could take the advantage. It seemed as if Benjamin was better with reading compared to the other players. So now we're getting into an actual, well, compared to the people I've seen him play so far. Now we're getting into an actual fight here. We'll be able to see how it goes. First thing, of course, I already showed this. There's always a move here or here that's really annoying because of the ko. And if they connect the ko, we do have a cutting point here because these stones don't have that many liberties. So we do have to be very careful with this. So there's a lot of Aji here to look at using. So when white has just this move, this is already pretty painful. And I already want to just push here as black to make sure this group is very secure. The cutting point will be fine. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at right now. I kind of actually already want to push here as black. That doesn't mean we have to do it that way. We could also be jumping out from the center. This is also protecting in some way. We could maybe try to do some other exchange, but any exchange, like if you play this type of move, this is bad because it's helping your opponent more than it's helping you. You played a stone that had 3 liberties from the beginning, and now it only has 2 liberties. So we're already damaged to some extent. And then their stones are pretty connected. Not super connected, but pretty connected. So we have to be careful with that. That's like an emergency type move. It's not an emergency yet. So jumping out or trying to apply pressure on the outside makes sense first. But is this group alive? I think this group is alive for sure. This group's just alive. We should be fine. We can always capture here to be 100% alive. And do we need to worry about this block? If they block, do we have to then go and live right away? Maybe. I don't think we have to because we can always capture here. So I think I do want to either jump here or push here. They're cutting first, yeah. I'd have a hard time with that. I would have a hard time for sure with that one. It's probably fine. We could check with AI, see if any number went down here. Black went down a little bit by this, but I would have a problem with it. Why would I? Because I know that white's just going to be basically alive now. Interesting games and no more undefeated. Yeah. So that's why I would have a hard time with it. Because I just know that I'm just going to be pushed around a lot. But it depends on if I can even do anything on the bottom side, basically. How you doing, Zichen? It does seem like a natural move, though. It does seem like a natural move. You should. It's like a good for fighting spirit as well. I just don't know if like if I do. I would find a way to die with black is no problem. Exactly. I would be the same. I would be the same. That's why I have a problem here. I'd have a hard time with that aspect of it. Oh well. We'll look. We'll move on here. This should be fine though. I mean, obviously they're not going to do this stuff right away. Like these sorts of moves. They would never play that right away. I'm just showing you the fact that there is actually a lot of room here to potentially live. So, ooh, interesting. That is very interesting. White is saying that the cut wasn't important. So he's going to squeeze it instead. The outside group was more important. I don't know about that. This feels a little annoying. This move feels a little bit annoying here. But we're not pushing through here. Because that would damage us. And this feels good. But we can still cut at least. So yeah. Yeah, Atari than that, yeah. So there is Aji there to worry about. Let's see what they do. P10 and Q10. Through my P10. Yeah. P10 then Q. Make sure I'm looking at my own stuff right. Yeah, P10, Q10, yeah. So it does feel like it feels like white is saying that black is in danger. And black is saying, I don't care. I'm fine. It might be true. Can we do more here? We do have a lot to worry about with our shape. So this feels normal. We're squeezing as much as we can. And then we're connecting here. Black can escape, right? There's no way to block it in. Double Atari here, right? So there's no way to block it in. No, we can't really attack this other group here. But the group on the bottom left is still a little bit weak. Should be fine, but it's still a little bit weak. No, I think black might be right. They aren't in as much danger as it looks like. But it's going to be a complicated fight. And as I said, from what I saw, it seemed like Benjamin might have been better at reading. But that doesn't mean that he's in a good position already. Do we just run out? Feels a little bit bad to just run out. But it's probably fine. All right, so now we're trying to apply a little bit of pressure to the bottom. and threaten to surround at the same time. Feels like he needs Q14 exchange as early as possible. Yeah, it does feel like there is an issue there, right? Like I've been pointing this out a little bit. Is that White has this sort of move to really cut this off if they really want to, and there's other ways of cutting there too. You cut directly and try to get something extra out of it, right? So it does feel like you do want to defend a little bit. Hmm. That Ko is actually really annoying. That Ko shape's really annoying. So he could defend now, I guess, because it is threatening 2 eyes, right? If they can capture that stone, it is threatening something. But also coming out towards the center would be nice too. Let's see what they do. Just push short center. Have you been following up all with? Have you been following all the games, Zichen? Do you have anyone that you're hoping is gonna win? Probably not Hane here. Maybe you just go straight for the bottom side now, because this Hane's not too big of a deal if Black gets it. They get strong, right? But we could probably harass here first. Maybe get some extra strength. I would be fine with that. But just coming out to the center is probably fine too. Feels like Lucan is the final boss. So you are looking for Ben Zero. Okay. That was who I thought after looking at the games. It felt like Ben Zero would be a good choice. So that's who I was looking for. And then, yeah, Remy ends up doing really well though. So they are gonna pressure a little bit here now. Okay. I was right, but they're also protecting themselves too. So this is probably the better way to do it compared to what I was thinking. Yeah, because the group does not have 2 eyes. And I don't see an easy way for them to make the 2 eyes. But there is also some Aji with this shape, right? There's a very loose connection. So, Peep. Good villains are supposed to be somewhat relatable. Yeah. So I guess you're right. Lucan's the villain boss. So you find Lucan very, very relatable, is what you're saying? Peep here, and then Hane. Yeah, I like that, actually. This does feel a little bit slow, too. Lucan is a generous person. Look at all the people he made pro. Oh, that feels bad to say that. Oh, Dallin, how you doing? Oh, that feels kind of bad. All good. And one thing I was thinking was it'd be fun to get some more people to talk about the game. If anyone did want to join on Discord or something. But I'm probably just streaming for another hour or two. Yeah, another 2 hours, I think. So we're good. We're good. Had quite the day at work, but off early due to the rain. Oh, okay. Were you working outside then? Or yeah, working like be like a construction-y type thing if it was rain getting in the way, right? Can't always work in that sort of thing. This does feel a little bit slow. I said I like that they're attacking. I wanted to apply pressure down there first. Yeah, you always work outside. We shouldn't, but he finds other stuff that we can do. Okay, I see. Is there a better way? I wanted to apply pressure like a little bit more directly in here in some way, but it was a little hard to, because We do have to worry about our shape on this side too. Like, let's just look at the shape itself, right? There is this awkward shape here. So we do have to be careful with that. So I guess I think this is still like the strong sort of move here. But after this peep and this peep, and then Hane here, it feels like they actually helped themselves enough on both sides. It's like they have to block it off this way in some way and come back over here to make sure the base is gone. And now black is very strong here. This is something we can check AI thing here with this. Like we see what it says for points right now. Black by 4.9. All right. And then if we play like a move over here, 5.2. So black just already was in a slightly nice position if we are answering this way. Otherwise, there's an important move that we need to play somewhere. Okay. Maybe we don't want to jump. 3. There we go. Black by 3. Something over here seems more important, I guess, but it's interesting though. All right, let's go back to the game. So maybe a little bit slow, but very solid as well, and maybe able to attack later. So we can just surround first. It's not a perfect surround. What I mean by not perfect is that I think even if we can cut through, we'll just do this one to make it really obvious. You can see that there's a way to sort of make this into an eye, right? So if there's always a way to make this into an eye, then it's not a perfect surround. So just answer now, and then we come underneath. I would feel a little bit pressured, though. I would definitely feel a little bit pressured. How would I want to answer that? This is why I wouldn't be able to do the pro qual. I'd be looking at this and thinking, dang, I probably just lost. Push and cut doesn't matter too much. We can maybe connect up in some way to get the extra eye, like I said. Can we apply some more pressure to that? I don't really want to give white too much, but we also did get this Hane on the outside, which might be worth just playing bad exchanges now. So here to here to make a ko. They're trying to use that disconnection for the ko shape instead, and then trying to get some more from that. Interesting. Okay, that's really interesting. It is often bad to... Let's just put these back on the board just for fun. It is often bad to make these types of exchanges. We'll just do all this, right? It is bad to make these types of exchanges, even if you can live often. Because as you see, you're giving white a lot of free moves everywhere. With just one more move, they've now turned this area that wasn't points into like 10 to 15 points. So they end up getting something from it pretty easily. So that's why you often don't want to make all these types of bad exchanges. So turning it into a ko is an interesting idea. It feels like it's going to end up being very similar shape-wise. He has to find good ko threats. I feel like he probably answer that one. We don't really want to let them capture that either, but we're going to. So white still got a lot of points, but black also got more points as well. So this was probably successful overall. And white still owes a move for it to actually be points, you know? So if we play one move here to capture the 3 stones, it's now like the 6-point move there. But we haven't taken the profit directly, whereas black did get some profit. So I think I do think this was a success for black then, yeah. Yeah, I think for sure a success for black. And now white's playing sort of like a move that's sort of in the middle of nowhere, and I don't actually like that one. But what about this stuff though? What about this stuff? I think Zichun was right. What about this stuff here? We're not worried about it at all. Treating it as just in game, I guess. I guess. Big move. Big response. Yeah. Jumping down. Apply a little bit of pressure. Makes sense. And now, I'm not sure that's actually threatening. We could actually fight back a little bit against that if we really wanted to, but I think there's no reason to. We could just capture too if we wanted, but Tari here, capture there to fight against this group in the bottom left. Okay. That doesn't quite work though, right? Not actually cutting anything off here. But I guess the Ko is still available to attack the group as a whole, huh? Yeah, always end up playing the coward move to live. Yeah, same here. I always do that too. So like, I don't know if AI will like this, right? I don't know if this is the right move from both sides or anything like that, right? But yeah, I never look for this type of idea, like playing the code to try to get something here, right? I never look for that, and I probably should, because as I said, I think black ended up with the slightly better position here. Oh, we could check, I guess. Yeah, black by 7 points now. Yeah, so I feel like this was just a good exchange for black. So, yeah, it feels really nice. And then black gets to play some big moves first, and then that Ko is still something to think about in this game. Maybe not anymore. It's like a double Ko now. Not literally, but for the purpose of living, it's kind of like a double Ko now. I'm not sure I actually like these exchanges. I'm not sure what this actually did. Couldn't we have just done this one by itself without doing anything over there? Was there a reason to do that exchange? We are hurting the corner a little bit, right? That's why he played this one, because we hurt the corner. Because there was this, right? A sort of Ko shape in the corner. But with this move, maybe we can not worry about that. We just connect underneath for something, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I like. I'm not sure I understand the reason behind these moves. I thought at first it could have been for like this Ko here, right? But for the purpose of living, there's still this Ko to be just alive as white. And then they're still just probably alive over here too. So I'm not sure I'm not sure exactly what black got. But this is still probably fine. White gets to take the left side, but black got just really thick everywhere. So black did lose a couple points from that. That's why I wanted to check. Black did lose a couple points from that. So it felt a little bit weird. May not have been from that specifically, but it could have been one other move. Oh yeah, double peep. Why not? White's trying to get everything for free. You can't just give them everything for free. So double peep, see what you can get. And then ask for more here, right? If white really wants to cut us off here, maybe they're going to be the one that's in trouble. Because maybe they're not going to be alive. But maybe we don't want to do that one first. We just play here first, I guess. I don't know. They need to come back and live. We can still jump out here. We can still fight back here, potentially. Depends on what's going on. Maybe we can even ask for more instead of connecting. We could maybe go in more here. This feels like annoying, so feels good. Oh. Click the bottom button instead of left and right. Yeah, that's why they wanted this push first, to make it a little harder for black. But black can now Atari through. So we have to connect there. Black is not alive on this side, but I think black can actually extend in the corner first versus just connecting. These groups are alive separately, right? So extending in the corner is threatening to live. Yeah, I think so. I think they can extend the corner, but they're going to do this one first. Can't they extend the corner here? I guess we can check. We can check real quick. Like here, we can 2.9 versus 10.2. Okay, good. You can extend in the corner here. I'm gonna go with AI. Regardless of if I know the exact reason, I'm gonna go with the AI move. Yeah, I don't know if this is the AI move, but the AI said this one's better. That's all that matters. Yeah, it feels really difficult for black. For white, I mean, I have to be really honest here, right? So it feels like they have to play something over here to try to live. And if we are just protecting this, and they go back, they lived, and now we can go back over here. But they also lost a decent amount on this side. And maybe we can even do something more, right? So it feels okay. Feels like a good exchange, good enough exchange. You do want to be a little bit careful. This is not like perfectly alive, right? Not perfectly two eyes, so you have to be a little bit careful. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Whew. All right. Let's go back in here. And they're going to use it for Ko. But as I said, I do think this is basically alive. It's not perfectly alive, though. That is true. Okay, I think I see what white sort of wants here. We're threatening this group, of course. This group's not alive. But also, if we do get this one, there is all this Aji here. This group's not necessarily alive, depending on what happens in the game. So I think that's good. Which is why they're trying to connect up underneath. That's the better way to do it. Probably a good enough exchange already. And as you can see, we're making nice shape here. The group's dead. Based on Ko. Is that good enough? All right. That's big. But I think this was quite large. But I do think this is probably big enough. Just another Ko. All right. Oh man. Ko. I'm kind of curious about the graph here, because I actually think that black played really well for most of the game. And then some of the fighting here, like right now, white's ahead. So yeah, some of the fighting here feel like it was good for white. So I do think my assessment of white is probably still right, that they are likely the better readers. What happened on the left? There was a Ko. A wild techno. Hello. And hello, Vayoa. You tapped for 1 second. Oh, yeah. So there's a attach here. They'd make this Atari and try to connect underneath. Bin zero game. Yeah. This is a really nice move. If they connect here, we're able to block, right? They're not alive. So they have to Atari from underneath, but then there's another Atari here and Atari here. So have to be very careful. I think white does this Atari first, capture. We can Atari here. If we capture, then we're already dead here anyway. So yeah, there was just a lot of Aji there. So it turned into a Ko. And white ended up getting more. And white doesn't have to, by the way, yeah. You didn't understand the top side for white? Yeah, let's look at the top side here. Here, white is starting to connect underneath. Right, so black captures this one. We can connect like this. You can even throw in just to be annoying. So white's trying to get this connection here. That's what they're sort of fighting over right now. It even kind of works like this. Even kind of works like that. And then in the game, what they did, they had to play the Ko because they're threatening this, right? So it didn't work, yeah, but it looks like white just wanted this Ko to try to get more. So like this was a group, an area that was already dead. If they just play like this and make sure their group's alive, that doesn't do much, right? But if we play the Ko, then we can get something out of it, right? So I think it was just trying to make something happen, get a little bit extra out of the fight, basically. And luckily, the left side's double Ko. So they capture here, we can just capture here. So they have to connect here, we can capture here or connect here. Either one, I guess capture is the better one, but yeah. So that's annoying. So it does feel like white actually did get some profit here. Should white take N16 instead of taking the left on the left directly? N16. Should they have captured it? I think I don't know, I think white is still in a good position overall. So they probably shouldn't have given it up. But it's possible they thought that it was one of the only Ko threats that they had left over to like they'd have enough big enough Ko threat afterwards, maybe, is what they were thinking. I don't know how much time they spent on any of the moves, right? That's one of the things I don't know, is how much time do they spend on these moves? It does feel like you do want to just fix this, though. Because it leaves a lot of weakness here. A lot of weakness everywhere. Something we've talked about multiple times in this is that black actually has a little bit to worry about over here, right? This cutting point is actually a thing. They spend a lot of time for the Ko in the middle. Okay. This cutting point is actually a thing still. At a very minimum, white is getting some extra points on one side, but so they can even start with that. So it's like a minimum of something there. So it does feel like you don't want to give these two stones in the center up, because black can play this way much differently after that. It seems like neither of them were really worried about that cut for or forever. So I was doing all the Kos, every Ko in the game. Why not? Every Ko in the game. And we're going to go through this one pretty quickly now that we've got through the end here. Seems like black is the one that ends up with something better, though. Even though black was technically behind at this before this. So I think the fighting here ended up being good for black. Let's just see the co, because I don't need to go through all the co threats here. So black wins this co. They got to defend as well, and they got to reduce the top left, and they got to fix the bottom left. And white didn't really get anything. Yeah, white did not actually get anything from this. I feel like white was supposed to get something, because white already got these 4 stones captured, but black got something in exchange, right? So I feel like white was supposed to get something there, but they never kind of did. And now black's already ahead. So white was ahead at some point over here. But maybe this is already too late. Yeah, black already gets a small advantage from this. Small advantage. Like a 1 point ahead sort of thing. Not a huge big deal. So black got the moral high ground. Yeah, you're right. Dark Jackal, it knows what's up. Should have taken T16 instead. Where's D1? Oh, D1. Okay, let's see. Possible. Feels like there's other co-threats there, so connecting there seems like it's okay. But it's true that if black gets that, we have to play another move on the inside, right? So that reduces this territory to just be 4 points. So if black gets to capture this first, we can still Atari here. So black isn't gaining that much, like 2 to 3 points there. And white gained at least 3 points plus this one plus 4. So that's 4 point gain. Minimum, 4 point minimum. I'm not talking about like every point that they gained, but yeah, that one is bigger, yeah, for sure. Yeah, at this point, yeah, that's a much smaller, much smaller. Yeah, okay. They were probably thinking about this sort of move later, where we're getting some extra point here too, so they thought it was probably fine, but yeah, this is why I'm bad at co stuff. I'm not going to worry too much, though. I'm not going to worry too much. How much is preventing the monkey jump worth? Since it's usually a gote move to prevent the monkey jump. So, like a monkey jump can be like 10 to 15 points depending on the situation. So preventing it is also around that same amount. Yeah, this game was really complicated, yeah. There's an important lesson that's easy to miss in this game, you feel? Yeah, what's the important lesson? Yeah, so it's like for monkey jump, it just depends on the other moves on the board too. So it is worth the same amount that it is for your opponent to play it. Only a Frenchman can beat a fellow Frenchman. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. We'll find out later if Ben loses anyone to anyone else. But yeah, that's funny. That's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, I think I'll go try that statement. I think white lost some initiative with this stuff, though. He hasn't played Lucan yet, right? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, no. The top three have the top four. The top three haven't played yet. I think the top three people have not played. Remy's played a couple of them, I think, but the other three have not played. Cephalod is the one who's winning. And then Lucan, and then Benjamin, currently. I guess that's based on the seed, who they played against so far. But it would be cool. Like you said, it would be cool if Cephalod ended up winning here, because they're the youngest player. But no one is undefeated anymore. So so I am kind of interested in seeing one of their games too. Who'd they play in round? This is round 6. Who'd they play in round 6? Round 4. I mean, round 4. I guess up here. Yeah, they lost to this person. Or they lost to that person. And then that person also beat Lucan as well, right? Yeah. So Lucas is winning against all the strong players. What the heck? That's actually kind of funny. That is actually kind of funny. And I think they're like 6th place now. But they're winning against all the strong players. They beat the top 2 players, I think. So that's funny. Kevin Yang in the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he won all of his games, right? Yeah. And then Alex, I think he won all of his games except for the game versus Kevin, right? Something like that. Except for one game versus Kevin, something along those lines. I don't remember exactly how they did it. It's been a couple years, I think. I think Alex is the only one that's actually doing stuff, though, right? I think Kevin isn't really doing anything. He just did it because he could. Yeah, no undefeated at all. Didn't Zichen go undefeated? Yeah, you did. You won all your games versus me. Yep, it's true. How many years ago was that? And how many games was that? I don't know if we did play more than one. I think we only did play one, right? I think so. 125 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Okay. It's been a while. I don't like to talk about it much. Anyway. Yeah. This one was a really complicated game though. This was kind of annoying. My feelings for where people should play were about right, but this is where I struggle with games, yeah. Yeah, Valoa's never lost either. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway. So Benjamin did end up winning the next round, though, I think. So, and Remy also won, of course, but versus Matthias. But Lucas beat Lucan, and then Lucas beat Cephalod as well. I'm kind of curious about those two. So let's look at that one. It's one that I'm kind of curious. Interesting. If I go all the way to the end here, it goes back to the front. That's kind of weird. All right. So, yeah, Cephalod was white in this game, and then Lucas Nyrink. No idea. You've never lost a championship. You know what, Dark Jackal? It's a good point too. Very good point. Valid argument. More territorial game from Lucas. Yeah, from normal Lucas. Approach. I like this approach, by the way. I like the high one. Make sure I'm not bringing that too close. There you go. I like the high approach here. Sort of hurts. Like it gives us some nice stuff. Let's see if they do something special. No, just normal. Yeah, I like this because my focus was breaking apart the left side. I'm not worried about the territory. My focus is breaking the left side in a clean way. And when you do it low, All of these Joseki are annoying, and I don't want to deal with them. So at least with this one, if they do something like this one, and they try this sort of thing, you can figure something out, and it's probably fine. It's not as complicated, right? Even if they do give this up and you just take this, this is fine overall. I mean, who cares about points? Exactly. Frenchie, you know what's up. That's how you won. Who cares about points? But yeah, when it's this early in the game, I like to have a little bit more influence versus just direct points, right? So kind of okay. But we'll see if see how this goes here. Oh, they're playing very solid, very solid, and like old school here. And sometimes this is considered a little bit slow, but there's not really any mistake in the opening like this. So yeah, here to prevent them from growing more makes sense. Splitting, another very slow and very solid move. You know what? It's kind of like looking at an old game right now. It actually is kind of like looking at an old game. Normally, though, we would have had this one. We very rarely played high, right? It'd be like this instead. That's the only difference, basically, versus now versus an old game. Because we did play this large knight enclosure. Yep, just split. I actually don't know which one I like more for this, for pushing. Like, this feels nice for making this area bigger, because maybe we can grow, but there's a free 3/3. That's a good point, yeah. Feels weird, doesn't it? Probably okay. Probably okay. Wow, very old school. Very old school. Even slide here, right? Very old school here. Like this, we used to consider this to be very good formation for black, so we don't really want to give this up. This is too good for black. So most of the time we invade here. Even here now we invade. Yeah, I approve. Yeah, I approve. But normally we would invade first. There's sort of like a thing you'd see quite often. And we don't take now because when we go into the corner here, there's still Aji left over. So then we would slide, and then we could fight here. Really old school. I like it a lot. Old school, best school, yep. But yeah, just leaving it instead. Going for a more modern move now. Pre-AI go is real go. Yeah. It's not bad, not bad. Trying to play boomer style against kids, right? Right. That is actually kind of funny to think about. Like, they're playing very old moves against the youngest player. Right? That is great. I like that. That is actually hilarious. Push and jump here. How do I feel about that? We don't want to block the other way. I don't think we want to block this way. Because we're not getting that much from this. So it would depend on if there's a special move we could play now. But if we do just have to keep playing like the standard moves here, this doesn't feel very good. Because white's the one that's getting this this building this nice area, and then also giving this Aji in the corner they have to get rid of. So it does feel weird. Doesn't feel very good, and we're not building that much, so we don't want this one unless there's a special. Yeah, the bottom side looks nice for white. Yeah, unless there's a special thing we can do. So this does feel right. And we're already sort of reducing what black is getting here. So I actually do like white already. I'm not saying that black's losing. I'm saying that I like white. Now, the only thing that's going to change this is the fact that maybe there's going to be an annoying fight, I guess I should say. So like pushing up here and cutting this one, we're going to be able to connect up underneath, and they're going to have cutting points, but we should be fine overall. Should we do it now? I think so. I think we need to play something now. This feels a little bit weird. But I guess that's another way of settling. Just settle instead. This is another sort of old idea too. Not old idea, old type of move. I remember we used to settle more than cutting a long time ago. The cut may not be good though. Cut may not be good. But I remember we used to settle significantly more than cutting. So could be that it's just hard to settle, right? So we just need to settle first. Is G6 slow here? Where's G6? Turn? Oh yeah, we don't want to turn. Turning helps, I think. We also don't necessarily have to answer. But, or do you mean push for white? Because push would be fine too. But if you're talking about turning here, I think like white could potentially even just ignore that. Just take the points on the left side. They can do it a different way too. Maybe this way is a better way. I don't know. But I don't know if we need to answer. If we do answer, white is stronger here. And then we're going back to this one. But the real question is, what are we getting on the bottom side, right? We can't build bottom. We have to play it here. And then maybe we get something on the bottom. White just reduces us. So it depends on what we can do as a corner. But I think it's not too important right now. Not yet. I think it's probably bigger for white than it is for black. That was your thought, yeah? Okay. I think it's probably bigger for white than it is for black here. But nothing wrong with it. Nothing really wrong with it. Because white does want to push there. Normally, white pushes more. Like it's usually around here. And then we'd go back. But in this case, they'd be jumping out. So that's why I went back first. So turning would be like a potential vital point. Make it into a little bit of a mess. Fighting back here, all the cutting points, and then we can connect up underneath nicely. So now we need to ask ourselves if that turn was useful or not. If they already had that move, would this have changed anything? Let's go back to before the cutting points here. They might go to kill now, right? They might be able to just kill now. Maybe they could even attach. Not that many liberties on this group, so yeah, this is why you would need to be careful with that sort of exchange. It may not be perfect here. Like this may not work perfectly, but that is something you have to worry about. Yeah, so like now would be fine because we're already getting something, but it's also too late to play it now, so this is the actual move in the game. And now white probably doesn't want to push here anymore. They're not building as much anymore. They may push so they can threaten to Hane something, but I don't think there's a reason to... Not as big of a reason to push there, just for shape, maybe, but not for any other reason. But yeah, attacking these two stones makes a lot of sense here. They connected, they're alive, they're good, so we need to get some profit. And black should probably not run this group out. That's probably a bad idea. Go back, take the corner. We're good now. We're good. So who do I like now? Black has a lot of territory. Black definitely has a lot of territory. White probably responds. Okay. More aggressive. Okay, so yeah, black definitely has quite a lot of territory. Black did lose something, right? Black lost this a little bit here. So this is a little bit smaller. But they expanded this side. And it depends on how much white makes over here. Let's say white makes this line here. That would be 30 points-ish. I guess if we're capturing this, we could just add another 10-ish to this area. It's like 40. Maybe we can make it maybe we can make it 50 because of Komi and potentially other points throughout the board. It's like 50-ish. I guess white actually might have more potentially solid points. Or white might be competitive points wise. Okay, that's good to check because it did feel like black got away with a lot. So that's why I wanted to sort of take my time there for a second. So if we look at the score estimate here, white might actually be ahead. Or at the very least, it's still even, though I do prefer... who do I actually prefer here? I think the game is easier if you're black. So black by 2.2. Okay. Yeah, I thought the game was slightly easier if you were black here. But it's not like a huge game. No one made a big mistake. That's the thing you really have to be scared with both positions. I would not be scared as black because you at least have very solid points, and like I can look at ways where I can invade my opponent's area, whereas I don't see that with black's points. I don't really see too many invasions into black points, right? So I think like sometimes that makes the game a little bit easier to play when you don't have to worry about your own stuff. You only have to worry about doing stuff to your opponent. For me, at least, it makes it a little bit easier. Though I like to build, I like to have influence more. So white has more influence, but it should be fine. I was assuming white got a lot of this corner. So assuming white got a lot of this corner, the game was okay. Yeah, good amount of points, nothing blatantly weak. Yeah, makes it easier. It makes it just simpler to think about the moves, think about the next move, yeah. Yeah. But white is not wanting to play simple here. They have this influence. They know they can save their groups. That's why they're invading now, trying to turn this into something. If black ends up making bad exchanges, white gets all those points that they were wanting to have here and can maybe disrupt some of this area. So, feels good. But white is getting attacked. So, you have to be very confident with this sort of thing. Because black can maybe make some points on the top, but you have to be a little bit careful. Jump is absolutely normal. Yeah, when you're attacking, you got to choose which group you want to attack. If you're wanting to attack the 2 stones, you'd be pushing this way. All right, you're pushing this way. And we'll just give him that to make it really obvious. And now we can attack these 2 stones, right? But it seems kind of difficult to do that, right? So many moves that we had to sort of play here in order to even get that. So if we want to attack the other group, we would want to attach from this point. Lean towards this direction. And if we're just leaning this way, maybe that's not enough. Because white can easily just escape. We're getting ahead, so we want to apply a little more pressure. So lean on this group to try to attack the top group. It's very normal. But I wanted them to try to do it a little bit more, but it should be fine. Should be okay. Nothing really wrong again. The ko, of course. There's always a ko. Always a ko shape somewhere in every game. Connect and play a bigger ko. I guess it's... I don't know. I kind of like that for white. I like this sort of thing for white a little bit more. It makes black's moves not look as good because there's still cutting point here. And if white's just very strong, the game is difficult. So I don't like this. I don't actually like this. It's too late at this point, so we would have had to come back now. And at a minimum, right, we're getting this to our opponent here. And then white can maybe attack first, so black's still ahead. Let's look at the ko variation just to see. Like this one here. Who does the AI actually like now? It's still black. Okay, good. All right. There's something I'm just... I feel a little bit uncomfortable now. Oh. Someone moved. The person messing with the board moved it. There we go. I feel a little bit uncomfortable as black, but it should still be okay, apparently. So even if we lose this, as long as we get something somewhere else, we should be okay to go. The only problem I have is, of course, white is potentially getting a lot of points here. So we need to do something about this, I think. Running that out after white gets strong. Yeah, as I said, I'm uncomfortable with this one here. Oh, push here, making white weak first. If white gets that move, white can have 2 eyes pretty quickly. So that first, and then we go back. And we just take the influence. Okay. So we're not even trying to really attack here. We just connect, I guess. Why not? Why not just try to fight here? I guess if we look, no, this group's weak and this group's weak. Is this bad? Now I have to look. That's all I got here. I'm not opening normal AI. So 0.5 versus 4.8. Yeah, this is just way better for black. Okay, good. I was like, this doesn't feel right. This push here doesn't feel right. This just feels completely wrong. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, you definitely need to. Why is he pushing? I need to figure that out. Like, why is he pushing here? So white's able to fix everything. And now I think you didn't really get anything from that Ko, yeah. This Ko from earlier, white captured it through here. White still got to keep this, and now you just have some stones in the center. I'm not sure how good that is. They're still Aji, I guess, but it's not that bad. Maybe oh yeah, it's possible. Possibly got spooked by something, but like obviously this one doesn't work, right? We have this nice capture here, but the thing I was looking at was maybe it was easy for white to make 2 eyes, but then I realized it doesn't matter if white makes 2 eyes over here. Let's say they make 2 eyes. Well, now we're killing this side, right? So it doesn't matter if they did make these really bad exchanges. So I couldn't see something else that worked. But maybe what they thought was that this, like maybe they just didn't see this move, I guess. Maybe they thought they couldn't be cut. Because that could be it too. They thought they couldn't do it. They thought their opponent couldn't do anything. But I guess, yeah, maybe they just didn't see that one. But even in that case, I think there's still like this one that is potentially annoying too, that can save one side or the other. So just depends. I don't know. Like it makes it a little bit simpler to fight both groups, I guess. So now they have to invade here. Okay. I'm tempted to just capture this, but I don't know if that's good. I'm tempted to do that though. Could jump down, but could also capture. Kick and capture. Okay, so they do want to capture. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this as white. There's a group that we can potentially attack. I don't believe we have any weak groups anymore. I think all of our groups are now strong. And black is the one who has to try to make use of their stones everywhere, it looks like. And we're also moving naturally to the bottom side, which was potential for black and white. So it feels actually pretty nice. Doesn't mean it's game over or anything, because it was like 5 points or something for white. So now it's like 1.8, so maybe white played it a little bit wrong, but yeah. Oh, no, it was 5 points ahead for black, and now it's white ahead by a little bit. So it's like, it's just an even game, basically, yeah. Just an even game. I like that move. That's interesting. I don't know if it's good, but I like it. Sort of like threatening to cut through things and also secure this a little bit. I like that one. Looks cool. Jump into the corner. We want to take away the points as best we can before we connect up. I think this is kind of funny. We got a nice little tiger's mouth here and a nice little tiger's mouth here. It's kind of a funny shape. An arrow pointing towards the left side. And then take that right away. Yeah, white is able to move towards the bottom first. It does feel like white should be in a slightly better position, even though they lost some of the corner. But it does depend a little bit on if there is sort of an attack here, right? So like if black can do something like this one, where they're threatening both sides, right? Maybe even this one here, where they're threatening both sides. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this one here. Threatening to connect on both sides. So if this attack is very severe, this would be bad. Black is still a little bit weak, though, so it should be fine. Yeah, so what I'm thinking of it here is we do have this potential peep at which they're playing right now. If we get to push through and cut, then we have this group that we can attack, and we have this group that we can potentially attack, which means that our group will be fine. And if black defends here, white can go back and defend on this side, because now this cutting stuff doesn't work anymore because they can't play here to go through. Right, it'd be push in here and go through, but it doesn't quite work anymore because that's just an Atari on their stone. So push first, peep. Oh, interesting. Can we actually capture the 3 in there? I kind of like black's liberties. I gotta be honest. But maybe it's fine, yeah. There's something that's always good to look for. Can you actually go back and just capture them first, right? We do have like this, and so who has the most liberties, right? Yeah, hey, Dark Jackal, have a good day. You usually have to run around now, so it makes sense. We're probably only looking at one more game anyway, because we're looking at the games we're the most interested in. And then if anyone has a game that they think was really cool, then I've looked at that one too. But like the first Ash game was really cool. Kind of a funny game. So it does look like we don't need to take the liberties from the inside, but just showing the liberty count like this, it does look like white has more liberties than black here. We probably shouldn't connect there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it seems difficult, but the other group also has some Aji as well. We need to be a little bit careful. So you have to be very confident with your reading there before you play something like this. Yeah, getting extra liberties here. Doing it that way, that's good. White should have more liberties, but there is something to worry about. I do actually kind of want to push through now. But do we need to worry? Maybe we should play another move on the inside. Looks like we should. After counting liberties again, we should probably play again on the inside. Yep. I want to push through, but we can't. So this ends up being a good squeeze for black. I'm not sure if they needed to do that, but it does end up being a good squeeze for black. Maybe they could have done it differently. What are they going to get out of the center? They're going to maybe grow a little bit in the center. Just one move here, we're already basically getting some points. Not perfect, but we have possibilities there. So Atari and squeeze again. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. If black's able to get another move, we're able to really damage white here. So I do want to answer. And now we're pretty close to turning this into something. So let's see how they do it. What's their next move to turn into something, right? Oh, hey, Eric, how you doing? You're already done with work, or you're on lunch now? Or no, it shouldn't be lunch. You on normal break? Hmm. Just backing off. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see any other good forcing moves here. We have a possibility for something like this one, where we're threatening to jump down, but their answer is something we usually want to answer, because now they can just come into this area even with just the tiger's mouth pretty easily. And you see that we're being, if we keep wanting to take this, we have to keep backing off, so it's not very good. Oh, extend here. Yeah, that's a good vital point for being very strong, capture either side. But I feel like if black answers up over here, we're sort of enclosing this a little bit. And we don't worry about this push and cut anymore. I actually want something over here too, but we do have to worry about liberties. So, you know, I think this squeeze was good for black. I think the squeeze was actually kind of nice. Maybe white should have actually just answered. But then they wouldn't be 100% alive. But then we'd be able to break up the center perfectly too. So I don't know. Center's hard to judge how much he's going to get anyway. So capturing the points makes more sense. At this stage, I do think white probably has more points for sure. Yeah, white has still has more points, so very likely. Oh, attach over here. Interesting. I like to see how people try to make things happen like this. So it does feel like black needs to get something out of this. So they're going to be as strong as they can here. They got a little bit of strength here. This is kind of like a reduction as well. That also means if white tries to come in from this side, maybe there's Aji here to cut through it. I can't be certain, but it makes it look more annoying. So you may have to only back off like a diagonal instead of a knight's move, because maybe we can't actually cut here. No, we can't actually play it loose here. Yeah, diagonal first. Yep. That is a decent size in the center. Yeah, playing here right away. All right, cool. Yeah, I like how he's trying to fight back. Really trying to use his Aji here. The other side's probably alive. We don't really need to worry about it. So we can just live with this one. And if we can get rid of 10 to 20 points in the center, we don't need to worry about 10 points on the side of the board. Right? That's sort of the idea here. We don't need to worry about those 10 points if we can just make sure they don't make any points here. It was worth it, right? And in this case, we even captured 2 stones, so we didn't lose all of our points on this side. So it just depends on if there's a problem here. A little bit of a life and death problem. Do we have to do this one? It is big. Should we have thrown in here just now? Maybe even just play the side directly, but at least threaten to capture a decent amount of stones. Then if they play here, maybe we don't want to have to do stuff like this. Right, because we're losing something. Yeah, makes sense. This is the weaker side. But there's a ko here now. I am so bad with ko. Yeah, not alive. That is probably just Sente for this capturing raise. Yeah, just Sente for the capturing race, right? Oh, giving that up. Oh. That was really interesting. Wait a minute. What? what happened here? Yeah, so they live there. Then they're dead on the right side now. And they used this to capture the corner, kind of. It's not perfect, but kind of. They're still Aji with the push and cut, so they have to protect. Now the corner is dead if they want to kill it now. They go back to this one, and they just keep playing. Was that good enough? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm winning like this sequence. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. Yeah, it feels a bit weird. Feels a little bit strange. Yeah, it's a bit sad. The white did lose the game, I believe. So white did actually lose the game. Yeah, I'm going in with that knowledge already, right? So it does feel. Let's see what the AI says here. Just a basic score thing, right? Okay, basic score now. Yeah, black by 20. What? But I guess it's the Aji in the corner still, right? There's still some Aji there too. What else is white getting here? What else is white getting here? This feels way too good for black. And it says black by 20. Let's refresh. Let's just estimate score again. Sometimes it changes. No, it still says the same thing. So that means it's accurate. Or as accurate it's going to be on OGS. Like this one, let's see. You have a stream proposition for me? What's the proposition? Like this way is black by 7 points. If we did just live. Like that one. Hand and brain go? I don't know what that means. That is an interesting proposition. What does that mean? Let's see what it's looking like here. Black by 8.2. So it was better just to live, unless you're willing to play this co-out. Because just living was a similar score here. So black was already just a little bit ahead. And there was still that Aji on the other side, so. It feels a little bit like maybe we should still connect here. Because they have to capture us first, right? So we're going to be able to get this one. Right, we're going to be able to get this squeeze stuff, right? And then we're also going to be able to come through here. So we're not sacrificing this anymore. We're not getting as much in the center. We could probably play it differently, but if we just do it this most basic way, black's ahead by 8 again still. So this was still just better to do versus capturing the corner. That feels weird, yeah. This is very strange. This is very strange. And black still gets all these points in the center. So both on stream, I play the game. Yeah, you play the game, and I tell you the strategy without giving the specific move, and then you play the move. Okay, so yeah. So we both be looking at the board, and so I wouldn't want to say attack necessarily, but I would say like yeah, white was too clingy. Yeah. White was way too clingy for sure. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. It could be fun. Yeah, so if I say pincer, hopefully you play the right pincer. If I say take their base, you take their base, that sort of thing, but don't say the actual move. Could be fun. Could be fun. Yeah, and black is like really strong here, right? Black is just really strong. We can't allow this to not be Sente because then we're not alive here. So we're not alive on either side. So yeah, white was way too. Yeah, white was way too much with that. And then they thought this was just a better exchange, but it just was not a better exchange. Because if this group is alive, let's just push through here, right? If this group is alive, then that means the center is not perfect anymore as well. Let's say he does this one. We can still jump out over here to get something, right? We're still getting something over here in some way. And there's other ways we could do that too. So now there's just like Aji on every side of the center area in so many different places. Maybe there's something in the center to kill, right? So it feels way more useful. And then suddenly it gets more difficult to kill. Proceed killing. You know, it does seem like a somewhat difficult thing, but could be good for like not the entire game, right? So if it goes to end game, you'd have to continue to play out the end game, but at least for like the first, like the middle game section could be kind of fun. Because otherwise it would take like if we did it properly with every move, it could end up taking a very long time. Co-threat. Yep. Co-threat. Yep, co-threat. Big co-threat. Small co-threat. Seems good. I think you're supposed to play co's in the order of like the smallest co-threat to the biggest one, right? The smallest possible co-threat to the biggest one, something like that. Should be fine. So let's see. I think the game ended up being somewhat close a little bit later. So they are okay. What happened is black probably messed up here in the center somewhere. Because it wasn't. I don't know if it was close, but I think close enough. Yeah, a ton of Aji. They're just throwing stones everywhere. Yeah, they're throwing stones everywhere in here, trying to get whatever they can. But the problem is like black's a little bit too solid here for everything to really work. Maybe like this. We got this. We're good. They can connect some of it, but yeah, it's just not very much. I think they do make a little bit of an issue there. So the points aren't necessarily solid there anymore. There's some ways to connect up stuff, but like this is dead, so only connecting this side to anything. And yeah, because we aren't connected over here yet, we can't like apply pressure to this group. So there's just nothing there, yeah. Just nothing there. And now there's this, yeah, this one here, yeah. It was just, yeah. It was just not good. It was just not a good game for white here. I think Lucas played really well throughout the entire game, yeah. And then Lucas beat Lucan later, so that's one I want to check next. See how that game went. See who I liked in that one. Oh, this was fine. The idea was fine. They're still behind, though. So they should have played something different over here. Do they need to play this exchange? Yeah, do they really need to do that? I don't know if this is bad or not. This doesn't feel right, though. It feels okay. It works, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like I want something else. Because, like, yeah, black lives really easily, right? Or like this sort of thing. Black's just basically alive, right? So we do want to prevent that. But maybe that one's just too greedy. Just jump to the center now. Maybe that one was too greedy. It's not about which move was actually bigger or not in this case. It was what led to the result in the game and how could we change it. So it's possible that this is a better idea versus this one here, where we're giving Black a chance to try to figure something out, right? But I also think that maybe this they shouldn't have allowed this as well. I'm not exactly sure. I'm kind of curious. It went down versus connecting here. Yeah, connecting was better. It's like some small mistakes, like very, very small mistakes here. Giving Black a little bit extra everywhere, and then out of nowhere, they're having a hard time. Can we not block? Maybe we can't, yeah. There is some Aji there. Maybe we can block directly, though. I would have to actually open up real AI to find out where the real mistake was, but I don't know. Doesn't really matter too much. I think to simplify the game, I like jumping out to the center first. They're still a weak group, right? They're still a weak group. We're probably fine here. And this is the other move is like a territorial move versus just dealing with the group strength and weaknesses. So I think I do like this idea way more. Because yeah, Black still needs to live. And if Black jumps out now, well, now we can go over here, right? That feels natural. Yeah, something along those lines. Anyway, let's see. There was the other one that I wanted to see, which was in round 5. It was Lucas versus Lucas. And Lucas won, surprisingly. It's kind of funny. It's Lucan and Lucas. But yeah. It's kind of funny. 10 points, though. 10 points. That's a pretty big difference. And looking at the board, it doesn't look like there were a lot of Ko's in this game. Maybe one, it looks like. A minimum. So it looks like it was just like potentially just a really good game from White here. Interesting. I want to see if it does the same thing on this one. If I go all the way to the forward. Yeah, it goes back. That's funny. Anyway. See how this one looks, and then I'll probably end. But because I'm just here to have fun and check out games. Because I want to see who's going to win. Sadly, I'll be gone on Saturday, which I think is the last day. So I won't be able to see who won until later, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We might have an idea on Friday. But no, Friday might be good because they're ahead of us, right? So maybe I will see it then. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's pay more attention. So 3-3 right away. I actually do like this as White. I've tried this a few times, and I actually do like it as White. Like the old school way that I liked from back when I used to play all the time. I'd do the 2-space pincer here. We'd have this sort of formation. It was fun. And then we could move on to this side and try to build. That's what I would like to do a lot. And one thing that I like about this formation is that while they can do something here to reduce us, we're still building a decent amount of territory with this. And our groups are going to be fine overall. And if I can attack them, that's fine, right? So if we can fight here or do something, this feels okay. But when you just take the 3-3 first, we go back here, right? Just take the 3-3 first. Not that one. We'll play this one for now. You can see that this side's actually way more open, right? We don't have one more stone here at all, anywhere. So if we do the same idea of trying to build like this, which is what I would have done like 10 years ago, I guess, and it was a stupid amount of time ago. But before AI. You can see that now we can just throw a stone over here, and it's just so wide open that it's hard to really attack white in a good way. There's different things that are nice about it, though, right? Co-threat, yeah. There's different things that's nice about it, right? There's a lot more flexibility, which is why we don't do this anymore. We would just approach and do the Hane thing, or we take a 3-3, right? But more flexibility in the position. But yeah, I think I've seen this quite a lot. I think maybe the European players in general like this move. I don't see it everywhere else, but in a lot of these games I've seen this. So approach, and they're gonna push up instead. Okay. Yeah, almost most common is this one, right? And then we get a double approach, and we've seen so many double approaches from different players. So this is like really common for the European players, I guess, for this group of European players. But push up, I don't think I've really seen this one too much. I'm not even sure I know this Joseki. We could ignore still, and they jump, and that feels okay. So ignore. Oh, my goodness. It's not a misclick. They were on a real board. But really interesting. Okay. You know, this is kind of interesting to think about. So for the previous round against the young kid, against the young kid, right? That seems cool. He played super solid, very old school game with splitting and everything, right? Super solid old school style for the opening. And then for this one, he's tried this push here and then this weird move here to E7. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Let's just see how it turned out in the game, because I definitely don't know any Joseki here for sure. Definitely would never know any Joseki here for sure. I'm not even sure what move I'd want to play. It feels like a trap. This feels like a trap, right? Feels like this is the move that white wants you to play. It really does. So there's probably some sort of trick here. But let's see how they played. They just did 2 space here. Okay. You know what? I like it. They respond. And then we can just fix on the other side, probably. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we did get to cut it off, and they lived fairly big in the corner. But it is cut off. And we do have Aji, though. Because we don't want to just extend. They can still connect out, right? Even if it's not connecting. Right? We're pushing through our own shape, and this is bad. You want E7 some other way? Yeah, I thought they were going to do something different. Like, I actually don't know. I don't believe we want this one. I guess maybe it's fine. This would be okay, I guess, because we are like getting ahead. This is like a move you might even think about playing normally. Not too far off. And maybe we could even try some other move here with like a Hane or a cut or something. But yeah, I'm not sure what I would even want here. I don't necessarily want to connect up like this, because that's incentivizing my opponent to do something. Yeah, so take corner, and then I don't want to defend the corner. I want to actually come out now. I don't know if I want to defend the corner again. But I'm sure they studied this, so they're probably happy with this variation. I'm sure they studied it. Because now at least white can still cut here later, which is super annoying. Very, very big end game if we just give that up. And if we crawl, we feel terrible about the game, about our lives, about, everything. So that is actually very annoying. And is e7 even a bad move right now? It's a slightly bad exchange, probably. But it's still not a useless move on the board. I think I like black more, though. Just because I think I just like that, having the outside, not focusing so much on the corner like this. But they are jumping now, which is what I said would be really nice later. I think the normal move here is like Hane, and then you jump back in whatever way. But they're just jumping back first. Maybe you don't want a Hane because there's the push and cut that you may want to do differently. So I don't really know. Is it sad that I kind of want a Hane here as white? That feels slightly annoying for black. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. You don't have to, but I kind of want to. Doesn't really matter. We can move on somewhere else on the board, but I want to get that. If black played closer, I would definitely do it for sure. Because maybe we want a different move later. But yeah. And then just reducing, trying to really force them to eat this stone where they don't need to. They probably don't have to at all. I'd much rather slide or push this direction in some way. But yeah. Push, push, push. We don't need to push anymore. We could move on. But now white's built this entire big area. This is annoying. This is annoying. This move is really annoying. I still think it's fine for both sides, probably. I'm kind of curious what the AI would say for the score here. Yeah, black is still slightly better. Because I think they did give something up in this bottom left. But yeah, I think they did still give up something in this bottom left. But I do actually think white is making good use of their stones. You are tempted to want to capture this. There's no reason to, but you are tempted to want to capture this. Slide would be fine. Jump would be fine. 3-3 would probably be okay. But split was okay as well. The turn is not Sente. That's the most important part after we've pushed, right? We want to make sure that none of these are Sente. So if we play away now, is this Sente? It's almost Sente. We have a not perfect eye shape. Let's just give white some moves, right? This one, this one, this one. We'll have black defend over here. Then you can see that it's not perfect eye shape. It's a 6 space here that we may be able to connect up to. And maybe even if we just show it like this to make it really obvious, right? Not quite alive, right? So if there's any possibility of that turn being Sente, we don't want to allow it. So that's why one more push was good. And then we can play away. It should never be Sente to turn now. Yeah, we have the connection here, so it wasn't technically Sente before, but now we don't ever have to worry. And there's still 2 spaces here for white, which means they're not connected very cleanly. Yeah, take away a base. Just run out towards the center. Don't even make a base because we're next to strong positions, so just running out is normal. Poke at the vital point here. Attach, use all their strength you can. This actually feels really nice now for black. We got to connect up really nicely here. I think white is pretty okay. I'd much rather play again towards the outside versus stopping them from connecting. But maybe stop connecting anyway. But I don't think that's important right now. Yeah. And now they're going to pressure. All right. I think there's only really one move here. We have to get rid of their base. We do have a lot to worry about. The Hane is really nice, so they're going to play the Hane first. They don't need to follow up right now. I would want to go back here after this, which is what they did. All right, that seems good. I'm only assuming it's good because I thought of it, but that's not the point. Yeah, white can't block it off too easily. So just jumping is probably okay, but they're going to move over somewhere else. Yeah, they're playing so differently in this game. It's almost like two different people. These were played over the board, right? So there's no way they, are two different people likely. But yeah, white is playing very differently. So it's possible that white really knows both of his opponents and is trying to play in a way that they know they have a hard time with. That's my impression from that. Because they played very differently in the other game. Yeah, very, very differently in the other game. Kind of interesting. I definitely want to pincer again. I don't really want to kick or anything. Just pincer, because this isn't really threatening the corner. So we just get rid of the ability for them to make a base. Yeah, they're sort of like throwing stones everywhere is what it sort of feels like in this game. Which can be really hard to deal with. I have to be honest. That is something that's hard to deal with. Because, like, as long as the moves make enough sense and nothing's broken, the side which you can predict more moves of loses. That's not necessarily for me the same. It depends on how complicated the game is. If the game's really complicated, then yeah, that's the side that loses for me. If the game's just normal complicated, as in like there's some fighting stuff, some regular stuff, a little bit of calmness, right? Then I can usually guess who the winning player's moves. But like I was showing Suga into Sierra, they're playing black in this one, and you can see they're playing like very standard old school moves. And even with these fighting positions here, this wasn't very they didn't play a very complicated way. They just played the way that worked. That was nice and simple. They gave up some stones. And they aren't throwing things anywhere. They're actually trying to fight and play like standard, sort of very standard moves. They did some mistake, I think, but basically standard moves. And then one mistake here, and they got into a little bit of a problem, but it was like mostly like really normal standard moves. Whereas this one, they're white in this game and they're playing everywhere. Yeah, that's why I think my theory is probably correct. They probably know their opponents really well. And they were playing the way that they thought was best for that opponent. I don't think that's the right way to play, honestly. But I don't actually know what this Lucas's normal style actually is. Was the previous game the normal style, or was this game the normal style, right? I don't really know too much about them. Yep, just defending. That's the way you play too. You like to play versus your opponent, not just the board. Or you like to play the board more. I like to my way of playing is I play whatever I can understand. So if I can't really understand what I'm doing, then I feel like I shouldn't play it. Unless I'm playing like a practice game, right? That's fine, right? But in a more serious game, I'm only playing moves that I understand. This almost feels slow, though. I feel like we're letting white get away with something. A little bit here. Yeah, I did try that. A long time ago, I tried that. And every single time I tried it, and I studied what they weren't good at and all that sort of stuff, I lost every single time. And I got destroyed whenever I did it. I didn't just lose a little bit. I got destroyed every single time. So I know I was doing it wrong for sure. But when I finally just decided to, okay, I'm just going to play the moves that I understand, make it easy for myself to figure out the next move in the game, I started just winning instead. So I felt that was, for me personally, that was the easier way for me to get through the game. Here, I kind of want to, I guess this is fine. It is saving their group and attacking this one. And if they make themselves strong, they can potentially attack in multiple ways. So maybe that is right. It does feel a little bit slow. So I guess I can check. I can check real quick, right? Estimate score, black by a little bit. And then, white by a little bit now. So yeah, it was a little bit slow. Okay, that was my feeling too. Yeah, the Josekis is probably fine. Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. So like versus me, for example, one thing you could do would be like, I like to allow a double approach. If I'm white here, I like to allow double approach. So I know this double approach Joseki really well. So if you were going to play against me, you do the high one instead. It's not going to be a big loss, but I don't know it as well. So that would probably be fine. But yeah, it's when you worry too much about the big concept. That's what I was doing. I was worrying too much about the big concept that they were bad at. It's like one person's really bad at a complicated game, but I'm also bad at a complicated game. So why would I try to make it complicated just because they're bad at it, right? So yeah. So yeah, that was what I was doing wrong. I would try too hard to do a lot of other stuff I didn't need to do. But anyway, I did think this was slightly slow. It's not going to lose the game, but just very slightly slow. I think I heard a ding. It wasn't me, though. I've heard it from outside my room or something. That was weird. So now I think, white is able to control their group now and get into a nice position. You never like the double low approach to do low high or low plus 3/3. Yeah. That's what I've been feeling like as well. Most people do double low, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And I do think I like the high more versus or the just taking 3/3. Yeah, I do like those more as well. So that's why I'm going to start studying them, because I if I'm going to Tanuki, I should know them more. So now it feels like white was able to protect their group a little bit more. Push out here, and now they're going to be able to make it more complicated again. This does seem like a deliberate choice, though, so make the game complicated like this. Like here, I don't actually know what white's going to get, right? Maybe the best scenario they can have, because they're not really going to be able to attack black too easily anymore, is just to turn this into influence to make their other group strong. So our goal here as black would be to separate the groups. That would be my goal. Separate the groups. So Hane makes sense. Now they can't really connect too easily, but there is at least some forcing moves there. And now we're going back to attack the upper left group. I didn't actually like the move that black played earlier. This one here. I didn't actually like this one. I want somewhere else, just in general. Like either just jumping this way, doing something else, but I still wanted to move in this area, so it was fine. But now white can attack pretty severely. Is that useful right now? Splitting right now? That's not getting him any eyes, but maybe cutting points, turning here is more Sente. Okay. Yeah, I finished looking at the last game, yeah. We're on the new one now. How did they end up winning the game? It was this Ko in the bottom right. So white, white already got a little bit behind, right? So white got a little bit greedy, I should say. So white played here, and then black was able to use this in order to get to some extra moves on the outside, and they kept playing sort of like somewhat passive moves, like one or two bad moves here and there. And then they got into the Ko afterwards. If white had just, for example, jumped out here, to keep it very, very simple, black is still not alive. And black is unlikely to want to do this one now because we're hurting on the outside, right? We may have to make sure this group's alive. So black's probably just jumping out again. Even if we're pushing here, we can still take the bottom side, and then there's nothing in the center ever. And then white probably can end up winning here. It's still not an obvious win for either side yet, but more close to it. Hello, Dom Lecco. Thanks for the follow. And then they got into the Ko down here, which they didn't need to do. They could have also just defended themselves in the corner, like throw in and play here. Throw in so that we can maybe capture 3 stones later. Because black's not going to respond right now. Black's probably going to go to attack. And then now that we have this Ko, black plays 1 Ko threat and then captures everything here. And white went after the corner instead of saving their group, which gave black like a 10-point, 20-point lead. So it was they were a bit greedy. They were a little bit greedy, and then they made a bad trade. And I'm pointing out the greedy move just because it may not have lost them the game directly, but the thought process, the idea behind it, that sort of stuff was more important. Anyway, we can go back over here. Yeah, Sag. Not Sage, right? Sage. Oh, yeah. Going to cry. Yep. Is that parrot there? Anyway. So we're getting a little bit of influence here, but I actually really want to attack. But we do have to be careful about our own group first. So should we just defend our own group and then split? But you can see that white is starting to turn this into something. So if we defend our own group in the wrong way, we end up in a bad position. So I kind of want to defend anyway. Upper left first. I don't think this is important. Oh, they're going to do it anyway, huh? I didn't think that was important. Is that important? There we go. Was that important? No, that was not important. Okay, I was right. Black got 4 points ahead after that exchange, so that was not important. Okay. Yeah, I thought they wanted outside more. And then if they capture this, we just give up more, right? So, right, we just now we built some points on the outside or something, right? Something simple like that. It won't go that way, but that's just an easy way to show it. But at least they're protecting their group. Their groups are fine. And black just needs to make sure their group never gets into any trouble, and they should be okay. Being very severe now, trying to poke at the vital point. Is it bad to just push and sort of connect our groups up? Is that really that bad of an idea? I'm not going to do it that way probably, but it's not that bad of an idea. This is fine. Yeah, they really want to try to attack here. The knight's move seems like it works. Yeah, knight's move here. And then we're mostly connected. A little bit of Aji, but it's probably good to take advantage of when you can. I'm really bad at doing that. Yeah, so cut through. But white's going to be able to fight back here a little bit. Slide feels wrong. I don't know why. They can live, though, so yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, making 2 eyes pretty easily here. Okay, cool. Now that they're basically alive, I think they can live pretty easily. They just want to make sure the center is strong still, too, because of the other group. Well, is it better to cut first? Does this matter? It matters a little bit, I guess. Because now this, it may matter for life and death later. Because we may want to have this move instead. We may want this one instead at a different point, so. It's still, yeah, still cut here. Oh, yeah, they did not fight a Ko. There we go. The last game had a bunch of co's. This one not a bunch of co's. That's good. Very happy about that. I think this was probably a good attack. We're doing some damage. We didn't lose points, but we didn't get to gain any points on the bottom. And so it just depends on if we can attack this very severely or not. It seems like we probably can't really attack this side severely. So if this bottom side has a hard time living, then that would be fine. But I think they're okay now. Just this is a ladder, right? Not perfect, though. Not perfect. And slide all the way. Okay, okay. Was this better for white or black? I think black is technically weaker on the top now. Yeah, this one's just a ladder. And they're technically weaker on the top, but they should have enough space to do something. Is this too greedy at this point? Or do they need to do it? Can I see two eyes with this group? This turn's probably Sente. Maybe here as well. I don't see two eyes directly, but it looks possible to make two eyes, so it might be fine. Always too greedy, yeah. White by 16.5 now, yeah. Okay, okay. My original thought was better. Like I said, it was better to not do this sort of thing. Because black lost a lot here. I shouldn't say lost. It wasn't theirs yet anyway. So at this point, if we can't attack very... Yeah. Yeah, L6 heavily, yeah. They didn't need to do that, yeah. This was just a nice exchange for white here. I thought like this was potentially good of an attack, but we didn't really get anything out of it. Yeah. When would I want to move though? I think just this was already good enough exchange, right? We don't necessarily have to keep going from here. This was probably already a good enough exchange. We hurt ourselves a little bit, but this is probably already good enough. We definitely don't even need to do that right now. We can leave that for later. Like, is it better to take our points here and let them connect up? Like, which one's better, right? Like, I don't know. So we could try to attack this stone or just slide like now. And this is probably okay, but this is a slightly bad exchange, I guess. But that's what I was checking, though. When they're going to do a slide. Is that the right idea? So it was a 16 points. And then after slide, 18 points. So it is like a 2-point mistake. So it does seem like a slightly greedy move. But if they think they're behind, that makes sense. Yeah, because white's just really strong in the center now. Really strong everywhere. As I said, I don't see two eyes right away for that black group. Pretty close, just not completely solid yet. So if white gets the first move, it should be fine. Just answer and then fight back. Oh. Kind of funny. Making the ko right now. Oh, this is the ko. This is our ko that we got. We've been waiting for a ko. Yeah, because black doesn't really want to just back off now. So now we can go over here and try to fight in some way. I don't know if this is the best move, but just showing that this is not an eye. They need to make another eye in the center somehow. It's probably a good exchange for us if they have to make another eye somewhere, right? So now we have the ko to worry about. That is threatening cutting points. All right. We are threatening cutting again. Threatening cutting again. True. True. Just capturing a big stone. Oh, that feels bad. I don't want that to be a co-threat. Oh, no. Yep, just capture there. Oh. I'm not even sure White's in that much trouble with this group, right? This group seems like it's still fine. Do we even owe a move there? Can we actually just continue over here? Because this feels annoying too. Can we just do this one into here? Into like here, and we get some sort of connection of some sort somewhere? Like there's something there? Yeah, why does some sort of attack for sure? Yeah. Has to be something there now. Atari first, okay. Yeah, this is the way to get rid of the eye shape, right? Atari here. So now they're connecting up. Atari first, why not? Now connect. Now they're trying to connect up again. Can we ignore that? We probably shouldn't. But now they're connected up that way. So black got a little bit of strength, but they're still not 100% alive. I gotta be honest, even just capturing here might be good enough. Even just this capture might be good enough, honestly. They can live, and we just got a bunch of points on top. That feels good. I don't know if we should do that, but it feels good. Hana here to separate. And they only have 4 spaces here, which is not an eye. Not 2 eyes, just 1. Trying to make it into a slightly bigger position. Is that alive now? Pretty close, pretty close. If we really want to kill, we'd have to probably play from this side, I guess. But this side, we maybe get a couple points over here. And they're still not perfectly alive. But now this stone from the very beginning is useful. It's a good stone now. I like it. It is now a useful stone. And White got like 10 points in the center here for free. And got to this capture. Potentially has this capture in the future, or just connecting underneath would be good enough. And it's still not perfectly alive. Well, that feels bad. That does feel just bad. Yep, we can get some in-game there. Nice exchanges. I'm going through a little bit faster because I am hungry, so that's basically the reason. Yeah, we're getting yeah, but still about 10 points overall. So that was nice. Big capture, just in-game stuff, but I think it's too late now, right? Game should be pretty good for White. Yeah, it's too late now. And that is threatening. That maybe even gets us a couple points too, and is still threatening them. Ko. Here's the other Ko. There we go. I knew there was another Ko shape based on what I saw. Is that the right way to push there? That feels slightly bad to have to push here. But I guess if the group is probably just alive, then we don't need to worry about it, yeah. Yeah, because they do need to answer. And then we can go back and answer. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, because even if Black does play this Ko, right? Like, who cares? We're fine. And so they'd have to extend. And then who cares? I think we're still fine. Even if this ends up being a Seki, right? We probably kill. We're good to go. Maybe we have to play a different move first, but this one first? No. Just over here, I guess. But yeah, that feels so bad. Black did get some nice big in-game, though. Yeah, just in-game up to this point. There's nothing special happens next, yeah. That is funny. And now it's a 10-point game. And if we go back, I think it's a... They definitely tried too hard on this bottom side. And I also thought this wasn't important, but neither of them wanted to continue there. But neither of them felt like I was right. But I'm going to say I was right because AI said it was fine. But yeah, I didn't think this was too important right now. Give me my French passport if I play in the next EGF qualifier. Is that what you're saying? I mean, I'll do it, but if I win, then I'll feel bad, actually. I'll feel a little bit bad if I do win. I feel a little bit bad if I do. I should not be strong enough. We just get married, you get citizenship. Does that work? Does that work in France? R9 and S10. Oh, just crawl underneath? Like this sort of idea? I had to look at my coordinates. Yeah. I think it's not important right now. Maybe even just splitting first is probably okay. Just split first might be fine. If we're wanting to attack. Before we add any extra moves, right? Because you know that this is going to give them extra moves. Right? This is going to give them some extra strength in some way. Is it good strength? I don't know. But they got something. So sometimes it's better to, before you make that exchange, to play over here. If we're going to attack this way. Oh, not that way. Ooh, attack this way. If we are going to. But I think this this knight's move is just too nice. Too easy. So I would maybe this sort of peeping area is a little bit nicer to play. But I don't know. I don't actually know here. Right now, it's black is slightly ahead. And when we play this move, black is still fine, but it's when white responds that it was not good for white anymore. Now black's ahead. So for black, the mistake is this stuff. But for white, the mistake is saving here, which we don't need to do. I don't know. It's difficult, though. It's difficult. So they both made mistakes here. And then white just happened to be the better one to want to fight here. Versus black wanting to fight there. Because like you said, now that after we get this capture, it's almost like there's two groups that we can attack now. Right? So even if we're not 100% certain, we're getting something out of this. Yeah. Oh, well. I don't remember exactly your rank at Mech Zero of Go. I remember it was like 7 Dan or 6 to 8 Dan area last time I saw. I don't remember, though. But I think we were around the same. I think we were around the same last time. Last time I saw you talk about it. I think we have a similar idea. 99 Dan? Very good. Some kind of Fox 7 Dan? Yeah, I think it was around there somewhere. I just couldn't quite remember. But I just feel like we feel similarly about a lot of this stuff in this game here. Anyway. I do have to go eat. Do have to go do other stuff today. So I will be stopping. But 3 hours is pretty good. Good enough. Let's see here. Bats is streaming, of course. That's normal. And then let's see who else is streaming. Just me and Bats, so I'm not going to worry about rating. That's good. The resident go expert on octopodes. I don't know which one you'd want to say there, but their channel, yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, and I'm playing on the weekend, so I will have to. Maybe I'll end up playing a game on stream one of these days, but I've been more interested in this, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.